What's up, guys? Welcome back to All Wings Everything. Yes, you are back in my kitchen with your boy Spinelli for another easy and delicious recipe. Yes, we're gonna keep it easy and delicious over here. And I got a delicious one for you today, and it's easy. I'm gonna show you guys how to make Mongolian beef noodles. Man, this recipe is so simple, it's so easy, and it's so delicious, and I know you're gonna love it. So I hope you're in your kitchen. I'm already in mine, so let's go. All right, so here are the ingredients we're gonna use for today's recipe. Let me run it down real quick. We're gonna use some light brown sugar, some black pepper. I'm gonna use some Adobo all-purpose seasoning, some soy sauce, ground beef, linguini pasta. We got some sesame seeds here. We got beef broth, some hoisin sauce, green onions, garlic cloves, and some ginger. We are going to use ground beef for this Mongolian recipe. Now, typically they use flank steak to do it, so you can use a steak also if you want to, but we're gonna keep it simple. And plus, most people don't have just flank steak laying around. Most people do have ground beef, so we're gonna do ground beef today, but feel free to substitute it with steak if you want to, that's fine. So these are the ingredients, guys. Let's go ahead and continue. All right, so I've measured out the ingredients, so let me tell you these measurements. Right here, I have 1 pound to 1.5 pounds of ground beef, have 6 tablespoons of that hoisin sauce, have 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, 4 tablespoons of minced ginger, 8 cloves of minced garlic, 1/2 teaspoon of red chili flakes, 4 green onions chopped, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of adobo seasoning, 1/2 cup of beef broth, 1/2 cup of soy sauce, and right now I'm toasting the sesame seeds. It's about 2 teaspoons of sesame seeds. So these are the ingredients, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna combine 6 of our ingredients into our dish. So we're gonna start off with our beef broth, along with our soy sauce. We're gonna add our red pepper flakes, our pepper, the brown sugar, and our hoisin sauce. And we're just gonna give this a good mix. And this is what we have, guys. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna sit this aside and we're gonna start preparing our ground beef. And in the meanwhile, go ahead and start preparing your pasta according to the box instructions, all right? Let's move on. All right, so now we're gonna start preparing our ground beef. Remember, guys, go ahead and get that pasta going according to the box instructions, because this will be done in probably less than 10 minutes. So let's go ahead and get this started. We're gonna turn our cooktop on, get that temperature up, and we're gonna start adding our ground beef immediately. And what we're gonna do is get a wooden spoon, and you wanna start breaking this up as it cooks. And what we wanna do is we wanna take our adobo seasoning. Now, if you don't have any adobo seasoning, don't wanna use this, you don't have to, guys, because you're gonna have that soy sauce that's gonna add some flavor to the beef. But me, I still like to season my beef like that. Like I said, if you just want to use a teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon, that's fine. I'm just using 1.5 teaspoons. It's just my preference. Also, along with our ground beef, we're gonna cook our garlic also. So add that along with our ginger. Yes, we're definitely gonna add that ginger in there. And we're gonna get this all cooked up and mixed up until our meat turns brown, until we get it brownish color. And definitely we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna be breaking this up as we cook it along. All right, guys, so it looks like we're there. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna pause this, and the little fat that I do have in here, I'm gonna drain it off. You wanna make sure you do that, and then we're gonna come right back. All right, so we're back. So what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna take that mixture we just prepared before we made our ground beef, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pour this in here like this. We're gonna unpause our heat, cook it on medium for about 3 minutes to allow that beef to kind of absorb these flavors. By then, your pasta should be getting ready to, ready. You can drain that off, and then we're gonna go from there. All right, so we've let this cook for 3 minutes. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna bring our noodles back over, and I have them right here. We're just gonna put them in here like that. So what we're gonna do is just get this mixed in here real good. And we're gonna continue to let it cook down to kind of get this, because we want the sauce to kind of thicken up. And we're gonna let that again, like I say, let it cook for about 2 minutes. All right, guys, so we are there. Man, this looks delicious. It smells good. Guys, just make sure you get it all mixed up in here like that. And what we're gonna do next is we're going to add our green onions just to give it a little color. And we're gonna top it off with some sesame seeds. And there you have it, guys. Mongolian beef noodles. Take a look at this amazing recipe. Very easy, very simple, and it's delicious. So I'm gonna leave the measurements and ingredients all in the video description below for you guys to check out. And guys, let's go ahead and get into quality control, because I know that's what y'all waiting on, and I am too. Let's go. All right, so now it's time for quality control. You already know. I just put a little bit on my plate, guys, because at the time I made this video, I had just recently ate right when I started making this video. Well, right before I made this video, ate me some pizza. So I just got a little bit on my plate because I have to test it out. No matter when I eat, I gotta test it out. So let's go ahead and see what this baby about. Let's twist these noodles up on this fork. See what the flavor about. Yes, sir. And I'm gonna tell you one thing. I don't really like a real strong ginger taste because I don't really like ginger that much. But this right here, you can really taste the ginger, but it's so mild and it's almost like it's sweet that it really just, it makes the dish, to be honest with you. Man, this is good. Got A1. Now, if you don't like ginger, you may want to dial back on it and use maybe half of what I used in the recipe, or either just use like a fourth of what I used in the recipe. Other than that, man, this is delicious. So guys, I use ground beef because that's what I had in my refrigerator. I didn't have any flank steak, but typically this is made with a thin sliced flank steak. So you can do it the same way, you know, follow the recipe the same way, but use real thin slices of flank steak. And you can find these in all these Chinese American restaurants. They serve this Mongolian beef. Typically, they do serve it over rice. I think I've seen it served over rice. I've also seen it served over noodles too. So you can serve it either way you want to, but most of the time when I'm in a Chinese restaurant, I see it served over rice. So until then, guys, I'm your cook, Spinelli. This is All Wings Everything, and yes, I am out. Peace.